And here we are again on a Sunday, a ruined Sunday, because yes, the Sunday is ruined. I'm absolutely angry of what we watched or didn't watch yesterday. It's time to say basta. To me, it's time to say stop. Honestly, stop to what we are watching week in, week out, game in, game out, to the tactical compromises because the team is not ready yet for tactical drastic changes. Oh, it's emergency time. It's time to change something. But can we also say it? It's time to say basta to what we are watching, what we are exporting in an international level from our Serie A, with decisions of VAR that are absolutely unacceptable. It's time to say basta of staying silent. No, we cannot stay silent anymore. We'll speak about that. We'll speak about the tops. Can we call them tops? About the flops? Yes, we can call them flops. And also an advice for Luciano Spalletti, and I hope that he will watch the video. Ciao Juventini of the world. My name is Giuseppe. Welcome back on the channel. I hope you are digesting the non-performance of yesterday because the performances are unacceptable. Can we say it? Yes, it's unacceptable. Can we speak about the fact that the attitude, that's where it all starts with. This is what Spalletti was asking for. Juve attitude is missing, is not seen, was not seen yesterday, and it's a long time ago that I didn't see a real Juve attitude. We are changing coaches one after the other. Oh, guys, do you realize that we changed coach in October? And nothing is changing because we see the same performances. We see the same results. They say blaming the referee is the excuse of the week, and no. And not, because that's what I want to start with this video. I want to speak about that before people are skipping, not watching until the end. No, because the entire world needs to see what happened yesterday. Can we speak about that Dusan Vlahovic episode? A penalty given by Doveri, taken away by Doveri. Look at what is happening, because a lot of people say, but Dusan Vlahovic was holding the shirt of the defender of Pablo Mari. But did you really watch? Did you really watch the entirety? And probably if the referee would have watched what was happening, maybe he would have taken another decision. Because yesterday, you can say whatever you want, but the images are clear. It's not Dusan Vlahovic that is going after nutmegging Pablo Mari. Is taking advantage. He's taking advantage, and the first one that is going with his right hand on the shoulder, on the shirt of Dusan Vlahovic, is actually the defender, not Dusan. Dusan is waiting before he goes past him and taking first the back and then the shirt. That's where we see a mutual pull of the shirt, mutual, but first is the defender that is starting, not Dusan Vlahovic, where the defender then is exaggerating because not only goes with one hand, but two hands to actually pull him down. This is one of the biggest fraud in football that I've seen. Not yet at the level of Salernitana game, but yesterday it's disgusting. Yesterday, what happened? This episode should never have gone, because it's against protocol, going back to be called the referee from VAR, because that's a decision on the field. The documents, the law is clear. The rules are extremely clear. Never on earth you go back to watch that one. But if you do at the end, you cannot accept from a referee that goes there in 4 seconds with one angle and is taking a decision saying that it's Dusan Vlahovic that is committing the foul. Because if they would have showed all the angles like we are able to show it immediately, they would have said, no, it's a mutual pull in a second phase, but the first one is the defender that is taking it. What are we speaking about? How on earth? It looks like, and I'm always going quite prudent, quite cautious, looks like the images are selected. What we want to show to the referee. A real referee in that moment is saying, oh, calma. You showed me one angle, show me all the angles before I take a decision, because the decision on the field was clear. It was a penalty for Juve. You are taking it back. Then you tell me, Beppe, but a penalty you can miss it. Beppe, you can win 1-0 and then they can recuperate like they did after the goal of Filip Kostic. And you are totally correct. But I would have preferred to lose yesterday. I tell you the truth, 5-1. But that you give me that penalty, then I don't even need to speak about it. And I can speak about how mediocre we were yesterday, because that's what we were yesterday. But basta, because it's Verona, because it's Lazio, because it's a few games that are impacting also the other result of other teams this season, and we are only at match day 12, but it's also the season before and the season before, because not a lot of people are speaking about it because they forget. But I remember Coppa Italia games, I remember Supercoppa games where we were extremely penalized and we lost some trophies. It's absolutely not okay. The timing that the referee is going to take a decision when it's against Juve, they are going to take all the time in the world. When it's actually to penalize Juve, 4 seconds are enough, and this has to stop immediately. Then the racist chants, because we will enter into the game in a second, but the racist chants, what are we speaking about? What are we speaking about? From the beginning of the game, we hear these racist chants with one target, Dusan Vlahovic. The referee, and that's by protocol, and it's doing extremely well, he speaks with the managers of the communication, telling them basta, give a message in the speakers, because if they do it again, we stop the game. Things that already happened in Sampdoria Napoli, things that already happened in Lazio Napoli, so it's not the first time. These things can happen, stopping the game because of racist chants. It's written black on white in the rule books. What he's doing is stopping the game for a second. We continue to play, happening again. He stops, and normally everyone should have gone in the locker room. Fiorentina should have lost 3-0. But you know what is the worst message? Ranieri, the captain of Fiorentina, is going to the supporters, telling them to calm down, to stop with it, because otherwise they lose 3-0. He's not going with a lesson of morality. I know that a lot of kids are watching. This is not why they should have stopped singing. They should have stopped singing because you cannot start with racist chants. It had to stop. Because yesterday it's a game that should have been exported in the entire world. We are blaming the Premier League. We are jealous of the Premier League because it's a perfect marketed product, because they have so much more money than Serie A. But who wants to buy Serie A if this is what we need to see week in, week out? Disaster decisions from VAR that are impacting the league. One, racist chants. This is what you are doing on the day where you are fighting for violence against women or against the women's. That's what we are showing. It's beautiful to put the lipstick here, but then if that's what you are sending as a message, to fight against the violence against the women, but then on the other side, against racist chants, the only thing that you are doing is putting 3 chimpanzees there. What are we speaking about? What are we speaking about? Yesterday, Serie A should have taken the phone, Federazione Italiana Gioco Calcio, they should have taken the phone and saying, you stop immediately. You warn them one time, you stop immediately. Basta, 3-0. You send a message to the entire world that in Serie A, in Italy, you don't accept it. But what are you expecting from a league that decides to go with an orange ball? You tell me, what are you speaking about, Beppe? They accept it. Top management of Serie A, they accepted the orange ball. You will tell me, Beppe, we were seeing the game. But did we think about people with color-blind problems? They cannot see the differentiation in color. What do they see? They see the ball that is orange becoming the same color as the field. And that's a huge, big problem, but nobody's thinking about it. It's fine to have an orange ball. You tell Beppe, we already played with orange ball in the past. Yes, when it's snowing, when the field is totally white, when you have a huge, big contrast. What are we speaking about? What are we expecting? What are we expecting? How can we export a league like that? It needs to stop. I speak too much about it because I need to speak also about what happened yesterday. Yesterday, I said, since the beginning of Spalletti, that I would not blame Spalletti. I could. Today I opened the agenda of everything that I said about Spalletti, that it's a coach that he needs a fantastic preseason to start to perform. A coach that in moment of difficulty has difficulty, so he needs to avoid the moments of down, of depression, otherwise he's not able to pull them up. That's what I always said about Spalletti. It's easy, but no, I will not blame him. I will not blame him, but I will ask him, and I will immediately go with the advice now, instead of in the end of the video. You need to change immediately. You need to change immediately. It's urgent, because here we are at the risk of collapsing. At the moment, with the average points that we are doing, we go in difficulty in Conference League. That's what we are speaking about. We are having a huge, big risk. Spalletti said clearly in press conference, if we do the same, we will have the same result. And he was right, and was happy with the words that he said. But what are we seeing? We see the same lineups. We see the same men. We still don't see the new signings. Things that were blamed to Igor Tudor. Exactly these points were blamed to Tudor. We see the same style of play. We see the same lack of hunger. We see the same fear of our players. We see the same late subs that yesterday he said himself, I was late in doing the subs, Openda, Jonathan David. We see the same start of the second half, but also of the first half. I don't know if you watch it or not, but we start the game after 8 seconds. 8 seconds. Cambiaso is already doing a mistake, a bad pass. That means that you didn't enter the game well. You remember the words of Spalletti, I want Juve attitude. I want to show that we are playing for Juve. I want a performance at Juve level. After 8 seconds, you know that this performance will not arrive. Look at the momentum of the first half. Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. The first shot on target is arriving at the 51st minute with a shot and goal of Kostic. When you go on target, it's not a coincidence that the chances of scoring are increasing. Before that, 0 shots on target. We were not dangerous. We were nowhere. Yesterday, nothing was happening in that first half. You know what is the worst thing? Second half, and this is something that we saw with Thiago Motta. This is something that we saw with Tudor. This is something that we are seeing with Spalletti. We enter the second half in a disaster way. It cannot be more disaster than that. And you are even leading 1-0. I don't understand. What are they saying in the locker room? What are they saying in the locker room? And probably they are receiving tasks. They need to pay attention and they are scared. And they are scared, and they enter with shaky legs in the second half. And it's not about changing men or not changing men. It's a real problem. And then the people that are entering, Miretti, Cabal, go back, watch the first touch of Cabal, watch the first touch of Miretti. They are doing mistakes. How can you enter from the bench after warming up, I don't know how many minutes, saying I need to change that game, and you enter that way? How can you start the game as Cambiaso entering that way? This is absolutely unacceptable. I don't accept it. I cannot accept these kind of things. A lot of mistakes yesterday, not a lot of grinta. Mistakes from the referees on top of it. Yesterday in the first half, how much did we play? How much did we play? How many times did we was stopping the game, whistling? How much stimulation from Fiorentina? Disgusting team. At the end, it's still the same. We draw. There is nothing that is happening. The goals that we are receiving from the distance is not the first one this season. It's not the first one this season. Disgusting. Disaster. It cannot be that you give all the time of the world to the opponent teams to go with rockets. Dortmund, yesterday, how many times shot from the distance is a problem. It's a real problem. Ragazzi, yesterday Spalletti said something. He said that he was happy for one thing, that in the locker room they entered and they were silent and they were sad, which means that they want to do better. Oh, ragazzi, no. I remember Juve, the stories that I heard from the protagonist of back then, when there was a 1-1, when there was a 0-0, when there was a draw, and I'm not speaking about the defeat, a draw, they were breaking down the locker rooms. Of course, I'm not asking violent conduct, absolutely not, but just to tell you the mental state of not accepting a draw. Yesterday they were silent, like, kids, when they know that they did something bad and they prefer to be as little as possible so that nobody is actually pointing them out and blaming it. And no, Spalletti, you cannot be happy that they were silent. You should be happy when they are in revolution, when they don't accept a penalty that was taken away, when they don't accept the bad performance that we did yesterday. There are so many things that we need to do better. Now, speaking about the top, the flops, and the advice I already gave. Well, the tops, if we can call them like that. McKennie, the pressing of McKennie, that header that he tries to go in a real extremely difficult level, him starting to enter the spaces when he needed to, him sacrificing himself, running the most, again, doing pressing. Then, of course, if McKennie, every single game, you are changing him in 90 minutes, 3 position, then it's not the problem of McKennie anymore. Then we are putting him in difficulty, which should never be. Another one that I wanted to say, with the tops, actually, the best ones of yesterday, is Filip Kostic. Probably the only one that wanted to answer these disgusting chants. Maybe because he's also Serbian, maybe because he takes them personally as well. Could be, but the only one that was trying something. Kostic, bravo Filip Kostic. They are speaking about the extension of a contract. This is another discussion, but bravo Kostic, performance after performance. You will tell me, why did he change Mbappe yesterday? Because it was the only player, and we anticipated, that played 180 minutes with Serbia. The only player in international break that played the full games, and probably was tired. And it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing that today we are speaking about the best performance, that is one that we sent on loan the last year because we didn't believe in him. That's a problem. That's problematic. And we are speaking also about McKennie, that was also sent on loan, where to Leeds, I believe, if I'm not wrong, where he did really bad. And there we have two players that are out of contract at the end of the year. Speaking about the flops, they are too much. Too much. But do we want to speak about Dusan, that could have been in the tops for the performance that he's delivering, because he was probably the last one to give up in terms of fighting. He won all the duels with Pablo Marin. I didn't even mention him. Where is the yellow card to Pablo Marin? Where is the yellow card? He committed like 10 fouls. Yesterday he should have received like at least 3 yellow cards, not 2, 3 yellow cards. What are we speaking about? Anyway, he was winning all his contracts yesterday. Then, unfortunately, it's the most paid player of the entire Serie A. The one that after 2 games we are speaking here about a contract extension. If you go on that possible goal alone in front of the goalkeeper and you are missing it, you're entering directly into the flops. You cannot miss that. You cannot miss it. It's unacceptable. It is as simple as that. It is unacceptable. Then another one is Cambiaso. After 8 seconds, we understood it already. I don't understand. I think he's totally confused. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know where to go. He's totally confused. Center, midfielder, on the right side, up. That we don't know. Cambiaso needs really to take into consideration what he wants to become, what he wants to do. Otherwise, we have a problem. Otherwise, we are playing with 1 player less. Thuram, I told you, I have no agenda against players that I don't like. I have no agenda to praise the players that I like. Emotionally, Thuram is a super player, super person. I love him. But this season, he's not there. He is not there. Yesterday, he's the tallest of all the players. He's giving away the goal. How is it on earth possible that you're jumping in there like that and you're giving an assist? That you're not pushing it away? How on earth is it possible that you're doing a mistake like that? Because the goal that we concede, yes, Di Gregorio is not jumping. And what I'm actually blaming Di Gregorio is not the fact that we concede that goal. Because that goal come out of nowhere. Impossible to stop that one. It was impossible. It would have been a goal. But you need to show the example of fighting until the end. The fino alla fine is also showing that you extend your arm to try to take it. Even if it's a goal, try to take it. Show the message to your defenders, to your midfielder, to your striker that you are not giving up until the last second, which he was not showing yesterday. The goal would have been a goal. But you show, if you give up, and it's not the first time, if you give up immediately, then we have a problem of behavior, of attitude. And then Yildiz. Can we speak about Yildiz? Bad performance, but here the discussion is much bigger, because how is it possible that Yildiz with the Turkish national team is doing well, game in, game out, performance after performance, and that yesterday we didn't see him? Then I want to say something for the people that still believe and think that he is a number 10, that he should play centrally in the field. Forget about it. Montella is telling you, Tudor is telling you, a lot of people are telling you, and that's the most important thing, himself says, I prefer to start from the left. And yesterday, we didn't find him in the first half. In the second, a bit more, where he missed a lot of things, and that's why he's with the flops. But yesterday, much better when he's playing in his natural positions. He plays on the left, and he enters. He cannot, at the moment, starting as a number 10. If we want to see him there, first, he needs to be convinced about it, and second, he needs to improve a lot. Otherwise, we have a problem, because we are not able to find him. Ragazzi, again, the advice for Luciano Spalletti is change immediately. Change immediately, because if you tell me, Beppe, we are playing bad, we are playing dirty, we have no beautiful performances at the moment, but we are winning 1-0, 2-1, at least you tell yourself, take the win and build a bit, and then you will see by consequence the game that will arrive. Today the results are not arriving, ragazzi. So change drastically. I'm not speaking about 4-man defense, or I don't care. Change. Show me that you're shaking up the entire Juve and that you change. And already now, against Bodø/Glimt, that is an in or out game. If you lose, forget about even qualifying the top 24. Forget about it. Ragazzi, that was it for my rant of today. Let me know what you think about it. I'm curious to read you. Grazie, forza. Juve. Ciao.